shaker, kick back and get ready for the big fat party. Greg and his band of unintelligibles are back, mixing, drinking, reviewing, and discussing Bloody Marys and all that goes with them. My Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast, where you'll never drink alone.
Welcome to a special pop-up episode. If you're counting, I guess this would be, number 103, I think, episode of my Big Fat Bloody Mary podcast. From Wisconsin's sunny west coast, why drink alone when you can drink with us? And I wonder, I hope people haven't been drinking alone this whole time. We've had a bit of
They've
a
been
lapse.
waiting for us.
Oh, of course, not our crew, not our bystanders. They would never drink alone.
I wouldn't think so. I don't think so. But we're live in the studios of the Bloody Mary concert series, where we host house concerts and we record podcasts, and there's all kinds of tomfoolery that goes on here that we don't necessarily need to talk about.
You guys tape the Joker's Wild here, don't you?
We also that's right. We do tape the Joker's Wild here as well.
It sets
I'm sure.
out back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we were broadcasting live on Facebook, and then we decided, you know what, fuck that. So we shut that down. But people have been asking, where have we been?
So I've been asking myself also, because I don't remember where I've been.
Well, that's a separate question, and we can take.
Maybe
that
I don't
up.
want to know.
We can take that up later, but we kind of fell off the map there. We were pumping them out every week and having a good old time, and then we weren't.
It just kind of happened that way. All of a sudden, we weren't.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of good reasons for that, but
Yeah.
how
I
much?
drank too much. I had to go into Hazelton.
Okay, I wasn't actually going to share that, but
Well, I share almost everything, so
When you do the show every
yeah,
2 years, you have to go in for a flush.
Right.
I tried.
a cleanse, if you will. Well, so people don't necessarily have to know everything that's been going on, but there's been a few fun things that have gone on in between those podcasts, this one, the last one. And one of them, last week, I got a kind of a surprise visit from Bloody Bob. Do you remember reviewing that mix out of California?
Yes.
Bloody Bob himself came all the way to our humble little town of La Crosse, and he and I, well, we got wasted. we got together at the Root Note, which, you know what? I'm taking more of a local approach to this particular podcast. And normally I play to a national audience, but I want to talk about some local stuff today. Mm-hmm. The Root Note is a great venue in town. They host live music. They have vegetarian food there that's actually pretty good.
It's awesome.
Yep. And they recently started doing Bloody Marys there, which they never did.
Oh, I see. They have great coffee.
And they have a local, kind of local Kickapoo coffees. But the Bloody Mary, I'll take just a slight amount of credit because I did consult with them a little bit, and we made a few tweaks to the mix, and it's pretty good. And Bloody Bob liked it too, so that was fun hanging out with him.
And the two places are affiliated, but the Mint restaurant is the Bloody Mary that you get at the Mint pretty much the same way you would get at the Root Note?
It is not. It is not. They are completely independent and unique.
Nice.
The Mint, as everyone knows, because I check in there every damn weekend, it is one of my favorite haunts.
He does, yes.
Yeah.
I live 4 houses away from the Mint.
Yeah, you're
kinda
even closer than I am. Good Lord. Yeah, no, we go there a lot. And their bloodies are, they're fantastic. As
unbelievable.
Well. They're very good. So there we are. We're local. We're talking local. I'm going to have another visitor, some Bloody Mary dignitary.
Yes.
Robert Sabota from Minnesota Mule. He's going to come down and hang out, I think, next weekend. We reviewed that a while back.
Yeah, I remember
I want to ask this question. So,
Sorry, Mike, we're real pressed for time. If you could hold all your questions to... Yes, no, go ahead.
So you have Bloody Bob and this other gentleman coming in. So
Yeah.
as the host of La Crosse here. What other places do you go? The Root Note, and what other places you're like, okay, I gotta take them.
There it is.
Here.
There it is. There now you're putting me right on the spot. I wish I had like $100,000 for every time I was asked that question. Yeah, well, I'll tell you, I'll throw out a few places, and I almost hesitate to do it because I'm going to forget a couple of good
Right.
ones,
Yeah.
and I'm going to get some help.
Absolutely. I would hate. Yeah.
Yeah, but there are a few that just always come to mind. Dell's Bar, iconic, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit more here in a bit. Really a cool bar. They've got that horseshoe-shaped bar where you can kind of see everybody, and it's such a cool vibe.
Yeah.
You could be an aging 70-year-old porn star, or a 20-year-old,
Now watch your mouth.
21-year-old.
Nothing against that, though.
I didn't say you were aging. You could be a college kid of 21 or better, and nobody would look out of place. So I love that place, and they turn out more Bloody Marys, I think, than, I know, more than anybody in town.
Yeah.
I think of them. We mentioned the Mint. We mentioned the Root Note. I like those a lot. The Waterfront.
Yes.
They make a nice one.
Yes.
They make a Chubba. He's the
Oh, yeah,
he used to
Christian.
be at Dell's. So he went a little different direction with his recipe from the Dell's recipe, but they do a very nice job.
And he's a
I
great
like their
magician,
heck of a right.
musician.
Either way, it's all magic.
It's all magic.
It's all
exactly.
magic. I sure like Phasies. They've got a few variations. They've got that bacon one. They've got the firecracker. Those are good.
Bodega.
Bodega does it. I never think to get one there because they're so about the
Beer.
beers. They have such an amazing beer selection. Yeah, I go to the Bodega a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, probably more than I should.
I
Are
have
they
a
open
question.
yet?
Because I was.
If you could hold your questions
shut
till
up.
the end, we
Shut
are in a
up.
real tight.
I was with
Take
some
it easy,
friends the other
Sean
day, and
Spicer
they
there.
went to a local place. It says they got charged for a chaser.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Wow!" I said, "You tell them that this Wisconsin isn't that just part of the whole
It should be.
Wisconsin experience? You do not charge for a chaser."
Right.
Yeah, that is. I
That
think
kinda
that's
surprised
illegal in
me.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
isn't it?
you think.
Yeah,
oh, gosh.
there's actually a term for that. When you order a bloody and you get a chaser and they charge you extra. I don't know if I don't want to get all technical here,
No,
but
what is
there's
the term?
it's called
Fuckers?
bullshit. No, that's bullshit. No, that's the name of the person serving it. I don't know. But yeah, come on. Speaking of Rolf, chasers, we're sitting here without beer chasers. Would you be so kind? We have a guy.
Our production assistant.
Yes.
Yeah, our budget has broken through to a point where we can actually hire somebody to kind of do the legwork. So
And he
this
gets,
has
he
been
gets
nice.
room and board.
Yeah, but nothing's free. Nothing is free. Anyway, those are some of the things that we've been doing, and also the most recent house concert was Jake Illica and the Heavy Set.
That was great.
Right?
Oh,
Oh my God!
seriously.
These guys really
I was really very impressed.
they melted the place.
he
Yeah.
brought-
I was not here for
He
that
brought-
show, but I
yeah.
have seen them, and they are.
He brought
Mm-hmm.
three musicians. with
Yeah,
him. Oh,
right.
it was really a great concert.
Yeah.
Glad I stumbled over from my house, getting through the barriers, and
Yeah.
because our street
Yeah,
is
by the
finally
way,
done.
nice new road you've got out there.
Thank
That
you.
is
Is it
fancy.
pretentious? Do you think it is?
It's a little much,
they
actually.
Wait till, we
tore
get,
up-
wait till we get the circle at the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah,
Yeah, they're
Bloody
making.
Mary signs out there.
hoity-toity.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of embarrassing how excited I get about having a new street in front of my house after like a month of not being
Oh, yeah.
able to even walk on a sidewalk or drive in.
about the
So
I'm
Jake
not used to
Illica and the Heavy Set found their way in. They got all their equipment set up. They rocked the house and they tore it down and they left. And I was like, wow, did that really happen? I'm not sure. The second half I don't remember. I think
Well, I
it
don't know
did.
why.
But we got another one coming up. The next house concert, Hugh Masterson. Now, you may have heard of Hugh Bob and the Hustle. They're out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Really a good artist. Hugh's going to play here Sunday, December 17th. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to. That's going to
I
be
did
fun.
check him out, and he sounded really awesome. So that'd be fun. That would be
Yeah.
a great show because he's really a great musician. And I just was really impressed with the last one. So we got to keep that rolling.
Yeah, no, that's the plan. That's the plan. I got a few more things in the works too with the house concert, so stay tuned for that. If you want to look on the web, the website is BloodyMaryConcerts.com, or it's on Facebook too. Bloody Mary Concert Series on Facebook, and so I keep all that stuff up to date. So I'm pretty excited. With me today, the talent.
Lynn,
Lynn Miller, and really, to be honest, the reason we did this pop-up initially is because someone really
Yes.
wanted to hear Lynn sing a Tom Petty song. So, I mean,
Nice.
that's the meat of what we're doing. And that person is John Aquino from Natural Blonde. One of the best mixes we ever
Oh, yes. I
reviewed.
agree.
That stuff is amazing.
and
I
thank
agree.
you, John Aquino, because that was
Yeah.
quite a compliment. You want to hear me
Yeah.
butcher a song?
Careful what you wish for, John.
Really?
I still think about
Yeah.
that mix. I mean,
Yeah.
that was,
Isn't it
that was
amazing?
months ago.
I've ordered more since, and yeah, boy, it's a real treat. So we'll kind of dedicate this episode to John and the Natural Blonde mix, and obviously we're hoping he's going to send us more stuff. And he's very good looking too, by the way. Is he a very handsome man?
Oh, I tried to, yes. I noticed that when I started stalking him.
Yeah. Oh, geez. So we were doing introductions, and we got to keep things rolling because we want to watch the Wisconsin Badgers that are going to be playing soon. And but anyway, so I'm also very glad to be joined by the incomparable.
Mike Scott.
Insert your name here,
I thought that's what
yes,
you were
you are.
waiting
You're
for.
Mike Scott.
Michael Scott. And as long as we're plugging local stuff, Mike, you've done some great performances. The Old School Variety Show, I love that. But you're doing something again this year, and it's starting up pretty soon.
Yes,
You wanna-
starts a week from yesterday, so Black Friday.
Yeah.
At the the Pump House Regional Arts Center. So I did this last year. It's a one-man show that was written based on a story by the humorist David Sedaris called The Santaland Diaries.
Yeah.
And it's about an out-of-work actor who takes a job as an elf in Macy's, and he has a lot to say about the other elves that he works with, and the Santas and the people coming to visit Santa. And it's a great role because I drink martinis throughout the entire show.
Fantastic.
And speaking of, now I'm going to plug it here, and this is the only place I'm going to plug it.
Okay.
So we have shows at the Pump House, and then for 2 weekends, and then it goes to the Weber Center for 2 weekends. But Friday, December 8th, I'm going to do the show in the Casino Bar.
I saw that.
And from my understanding is it's not really going to be all that publicized, and I'm just going to be seated at the bar, and there's going to be no particular start time, and I'm just going to go into it. And there may be people who are like, what in the hell is happening? And it's an hour and 15 minutes long, so I'm curious.
That's great. It's sort of like a flash mob, but it's just one guy. They call that a
It's a
flash
flash
guy.
mob.
Flash guy.
On a low budget.
I love it. I love it.
I'll probably be beaten to a pulp, but
It is kind of a rough street down there. I've been in a few scrapes myself on that very street, Pearl Street. Cool. Well, hey, I don't want to put you on the spot.
yeah.
Far be it from me to put someone on the spot, but would you care to?
I did. We had arranged this that I would do just a little taste of the show. So this is again from the Santaland Diaries by David Sedaris. I was at a coffee shop the other day looking through the want ads when I came across an ad that read, Macy's Herald Square, the largest department store in the world, is looking for outgoing, fun-loving people of all shapes and sizes. Being an elf in Macy's Santaland means being at the center of all the excitement. Well, I circled the ad, and then I laughed out loud. The man on the stool next to me turned to see if I was a lunatic. I continued to laugh quietly until I remembered that I don't have a job. It's funny how you can forget something like that. So I took the ad home, and my roommate Rusty and I were laughing about it, and he dared me to call for an interview, so I did. The woman on the phone at Macy's said, are you interested in full-time elf or evening and weekend elf? I said, full-time elf. I have an appointment next Wednesday at noon. I am a 43-year-old man applying for a job as an elf. I suppose it could be a lot worse. I often see people dressed as objects standing on the streets handing out leaflets. I tend to avoid leaflets, but if there is a costume involved, I tend not only to accept the leaflet, but I accept it graciously, and I say, thank you so much, when I'm actually thinking, you poor, pathetic son of a bitch. This afternoon on Lexington Avenue, I accepted a leaflet from a man dressed as a camcorder. Hot dogs, peanuts, tacos, these things make me sad because they don't belong on the streets. I mean, a parade, yes, maybe, but not on the streets. I figure at least this way, I will have a place. I will be in Santa's village with all the other elves, and there we will reside in a fluffy wonderland filled with gingerbread shacks and candy canes. It's not going to be quite as sad as some guy standing on the corner dressed as a French fry. I moved to New York 3 weeks ago with high hopes that have been challenged. You see, in my imagination, I would have gone straight from Penn Station to the offices of One Life to Live, and there I would drop off my bags and spruce up before going off for cocktails with my new celebrity friends. Victoria Buchanan, the show's greatest star, would lift a frosty glass in my direction, and she would say, Everyone, please, may I have your attention? I would so very much like to make a toast. Sit down, Clint, darling, this is not about you. I would like to propose a toast to David, the newest member of our television family. Welcome to Landview. And I would say, oh, you guys got it up. But Victoria would place her hand over mine and tell me I just better get used to being the center of attention. But instead, I'm applying for a job as an elf. Even worse than applying for a job as an elf is the very real possibility that I will not be hired, that I couldn't even find work as an elf. That's when you know you're a failure. I'm down to the wire here. I'm like $20 away from walking dogs, and after begging my mother for a loan, I applied at a place that covers styrofoam creatures in moss. Left to its own devices, nature can cover things in moss for free. It's not that difficult of a task, but I still didn't get the job. A skill. A person has to have a skill. Why hadn't I realized this before? Well, to become an elf, I had to fill out 10 pages worth of forms, undergo a multiple choice personality test, undergo 2 interviews, and submit urine for a drug test. The first interview was basic, designed to eliminate the obvious sociopaths. During the second interview, we were asked why we wanted to be elves, which is a pretty tough question when you think about it.
It's a good question.
I listened as the woman ahead of me, a former waitress, answered it by saying, well, I really want to be an elf because I think it's about acting. And before this, I used to work at a restaurant, which was owned by this really wonderful woman who always wanted to own a restaurant. And it made me realize that it's really, really important to have a dream. Everything this woman said, every phrase and sentence was punctuated by a question mark, and the interviewer never raised an eyebrow. When it was my turn to answer why I wanted to be an elf, I said, well, the most terrifying job opportunity I'd ever come across. And the interviewer raised her face from my application and said, "And I'm absolutely certain, 100%, that I failed my drug test. My urine had roaches and stems floating in it, but they still called me back for another round of questioning. I met with the two head managers who asked me questions about my interests and hobbies. I don't recall my exact words, but somewhere along the line, I mentioned an interest in whittling.
Whittling?
Whittling?
I thought you said whittling.
No, whittling. In truth, the only thing I have ever whittled is a bong. I was just searching for something elf-like to say. And I figure I pulled it off when they sent me downstairs to fill out a series of tax forms. After which I was sent to a holding pen where I took a chair next to a female dwarf. This I thought was a pretty good sign. First, the smallest people were called into the office, and then went in the guys with the biggest ears and the women without chins. I waited a long time. I'd nearly given up hope, and the manager cocked her finger in my direction, led me into her office, and said, "Congratulations, sir. You are an elf."
Hallelujah.
I did see
love
that.
it. I love it.
I did see
I probably
it,
went
yes.
on way too longer than you.
Oh, I disagree. I turned it off. You were. we took like the first sentence, and then the recorder was off. You were just performing for us. But thank you.
A private show.
Right. So people can hear more of that. And again, what would be for our local listeners the best way to get a ticket or get in on this?
So the pumphouse.org first, and then
Thepumphouse.org. Okay.
yes, and then in December it's at the Weber Center, and you would just go to the La Crosse Community Theater, or just give them a call.
I got a ticket to that one, so look sharp.
The
there.
Studio Theater is, the Pump House is great, but that Studio House in the Weber Center is really nice. They set up cabaret tables.
Oh, really?
So it's a really,
Oh, that'll be much more fun. I think.
yeah, it's a little, it's nice. I mean, the Pump House is great.
Oh,
Don't
because
get me
I went
wrong,
to your
but-
show last winter at the Pump House, and it was awesome. We laughed so hard. We were right in the front row,
That's I remember that.
and it was a great
I
show.
bet
It was so
if Lynn
fun.
was in the front row, I'm guessing you probably knew that Lynn was there in the front row. Is that safe
I
to
did
say?
flash him.
Well, you've come a long way, baby. Well, okay, so yeah, look for Michael Scott doing his Santa Land Diaries
Actually,
show.
You will appreciate this story. I did this show last
You,
year.
I mentioned that we're on a very tight schedule, and I might. Sorry, once I get on a joke, I can't let go of it. Please go ahead.
So I did the show last year, and there was a whole group that came in, and they were dressed up. I mean, like Christmas stuff. One guy was dressed as Cousin Eddie from Vacation, and people were dressed as elves, and they were drinking a lot.
Yeah.
And they came in. We actually held the curtain for like 15 minutes waiting for them to get there because they took up about a third of the audience. So we were pretty much waiting for them, and they showed up, and they were hammered.
Fun.
So-
That's my kind of group.
It was great. So the show's only an hour and 15 minutes, and this guy got up in the middle to go get more drinks.
Obviously.
And he went to the wrong side of the stage and at the Pump House, and you can't get through there. And the audience is laughing because they can hear this guy backstage stumbling around, knocking things over. And then he finally comes back and
Was
he
he a
walked
plant?
right
Be
in
honest.
front of the stage, right in front of me.
Yeah.
And I said something to him. So he went downstairs, and then he came back, and he had like 4 beers in his hand. And I just broke character, and I said 4 beers. The show's an hour and 15 minutes long. It was very funny.
That's Wisconsin theater, I think is what
Yes,
at its
absolutely.
finest. Oh, awesome. Well, let's keep moving here. I think things are going well.
Yeah. Do you all think things are going well?
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything.
We're not really live right now, Lynn, but it's a good question, though. It's more of a philosophical question at this point. One more, because I'm plugging today. It's a shameless pop-up series of
isn't for sale, is it?
plugs. And yeah, well, believe me, if it is, our podcast listeners are going to know about it. But no, another event I'm really excited about. You probably know Shelley Buchanan, The Drunken
Sure.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've reviewed 2 of her books, and she's definitely a friend of the podcast. So she is starting the Drunken Tomato Awards. She's going to do it, I think. Excuse me. I think she's going to do it every year. This year it's being held in Portland, and so
Oregon.
I've been asked to be a celebrity judge. I guess I'm a celebrity now. I
Oh,
don't know.
absolutely.
Right? I don't know, but
In my eyes, you're.
yeah, and I don't know if they're still taking. The last I heard, they had 52 Bloody Mary mixes that we're going to be judging.
Wow.
Can you imagine over the course of, I don't know what it is, a day or 2 days, I'm going to have to drink 52 Bloody Marys and rate them all?
Oh, whoa.
If there's
Wow.
anyone who can do it.
Well,
it's
thank you. I appreciate your vote of confidence, both Mike and Shelley. So that's going to be fun. So you'll hear more about that as it comes up. But that's January shit.
That was like the 9th.
I think it's the 17th. It's
okay,
mid-January.
mid-January.
I don't know. We'll
This
put it up
is
on the
Portland,
website.
Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Not
Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Yeah. Portland. We're
So
sorry.
a lot of our Bloody Mary mixed people are going to be there then, or I mean, they're going to. Are they reviewing certain ones, or
There, 52 of them,
52,
at least. And if you're making a mix and you want to get in on it, go to Shelley Buchanan's Drunken Tomato blog or her Facebook. I don't know if she
You're
can
there,
still get you in or
Christine?
not.
80K?
Yeah, right. It was so many. We know so many. But yeah, Susan Feebig is going to be another
Okay,
judge.
yeah.
She's been here a few times, and we've reviewed her book. And let's see, Renee Bellinger from
Renee,
Minneapolis,
yeah.
the Instagram diva. She's also going to be there, so it'll be a lot of fun, I think. What are we drinking today? We're not reviewing anything. I'm not selling. Well, I am selling all kinds of things. Did you hear about the new T-shirts, by the way?
They are sharp.
Yes.
I happen to be wearing one right now.
And it's blue. Dark
It's
blue.
navy. It's quite a dark blue shirt, and there is a likeness of the iconic photo of Johnny Cash flipping the bird angrily, but superimposed over what would be his middle finger is a delicious Bloody Mary.
Yeah.
And this is something I kind of put together for some stickers, which I do sell on the website, mybigfatbloodymary.com. You can buy the stickers, but you also now can buy these T-shirts. They're kind of a bargain, really. I'm letting them go for $15.
Nice.
Right? I mean, if you can't get laid wearing this shirt, do not blame the shirt. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. But I did this in conjunction with Dell's Bar, who we talked about earlier, a great bar. So, like, the back of the shirt has their emblem.
Oh, it does. I didn't realize that.
Right?
Oh, nice.
I don't know if our listeners can see that or not, but it's quite
Oh, that's
fetching. Yeah,
It's very nice.
indeed. So anyway, that's the rest of what I'm plugging, and so let's do 2 more things and then sign off. And the main thing, the money shot, if you will. Lynn is going to sing this song for John Aquino, and well, the world at large.
Yes, but
And
this
it's
is
a
especially for John.
tribute to Tom Petty. Rest in peace, Tom. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Really?
I'm ready as ever going to be.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
go to the song.
Quit talking, Greg. I came to hear Lynn sing.
You know, sometimes, I don't know why, but this old town just seems so hopeless. I ain't really sure, but it seems I remember the good times were just a little bit more in focus. But when she puts her arms around me, I can somehow rise above it. Yeah, man, when I get that little girl standing right by my side, you know I can tell the whole word world and shout it. Hey, here comes my girl. Here comes my girl. Yeah, she looks so right. She's all I need tonight. Every now and then I get down to the end of a day, I'll have to stop and ask myself what I've done. It just seems so useless to have to work so hard and nothing ever really seems to come from it. And then she looks me in the eye and says we're gonna last forever. Man, you know, I can't begin to doubt it. No, but it feels so good and so free and so right. I know we ain't ever gonna change our minds about it. Hey, here comes my girl. Here comes my girl. Yeah, she looks so right. She's all I need tonight. Yeah, everything seems like there ain't nothing left no more. I find myself having to reach out and grab hold of something. Yeah, I just catch myself wandering, waiting, worrying about some silly things that don't add up to nothing. And then she looks me in the eye, says we're gonna last forever. Man, you know I can't begin to doubt it. No, 'cause that feels so good and it's feeling so right. I know we ain't never gonna change our minds about it. Hey, here comes my girl. Here comes my girl. Yeah, she looks so right. She's all I need tonight. Okay. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That was for you, John Aquino. It was fun. I love Tom Petty.
That was a loss, Tom Petty. That
Asked my daughter about that. We had a big 50th birthday party for her, and they did a whole Tom Petty, the whole tribute. Everybody from Cheech came up to her house, and Paul Matusik and the whole crew.
Wow, nice.
It was just a great night.
Yeah. Yeah, big loss. I think you did him proud.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you did me proud, I know that. And I hope you did John Aquino of Natural Blonde, Bloody Mary Mix proud.
Yes, John, it was all for you.
I also hope
And you, and you, and you.
That's right.
I also hope John starts getting the online ordering down again, because that stuff he sells, he's so picky about. He doesn't want to ship something if he worries it's going to sit on a UPS truck in the heat. Like, he wouldn't do it. I ordered some. He said, "Nah, I don't want that sitting on some truck. It's supposed to get up into the 90s. I'm not going to
Wow.
ship that
Wow.
until it cools off." Seriously, that's
Wow,
that's what
seriously.
yep. And he grows his own peppers
Yeah.
that go into that mix, and he will only use locally sourced organic yellow
So it's the yellow tomatoes. That's
The
what it's called,
yellow-
natural.
natural blonde. Yeah, and the color is different each batch because depending on the crop of tomatoes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's some pretty high grade stuff.
That's pretty impressive, actually, when you think about his.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's pride. You know,
It is.
That's a guy
Yeah.
taking real pride. So we're
So I hope I sang that song up to his prideful standards.
if not, John, just let us know, and Lynn will do it again. And she'll do it again until it's right. Goddammit. Yeah.
Damn it, yes I will. And I'll drink a lot of your Bloody Marys doing it.
Yeah, we should
Yeah,
keep
great.
sending us cases. Yeah, we didn't get all of that one. If you could send some more.
Yeah. So before we go, I want to do real quick, because we get so many questions about this and people want to hear more of it, is our obscure profanity. I have 4 of them, and I'm going to go through them like in rocket speed, because
Great.
I believe the game has started. But here they are. The obscene profanity, the path not taken, the lesser known, profanity.
You look like you're in deep thought over there, Michael.
I'm this
You're
stuff's
waiting.
this is important.
I'm
This
gonna
is why
throw it
I
out,
come here.
and I'm going to ask you guys to quick guess if you know what it is. The first one is, take Captain Picard to warp speed.
Oh, well.
Anyone want to take a
Get
shot
going.
at that?
Get on with it, baby.
Yeah, I have an idea.
Yeah, mhm. Yes, I have an idea too.
Yeah. Well, if I could give a hint, Captain Picard has a bald head. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I understand. I'll
Do you
use
have
that
it?
one.
We don't need to even explain it. Do we all have it?
I think we have it. Yes.
Yeah. I hadn't heard that one.
But don't knock it. It's sex
right.
with someone you truly love.
This, I don't know if this has happened to you, but this is called conversation walling. Now, this isn't really profane, no, but it's timely. Conversation walling.
Okay, I have a guess.
All right.
You're with a group of people,
Yeah.
and somehow these people are people that might be standing next to you are having a conversation, and you're not involved in the conversation, but you're on the other side, but you're stuck, and there's that conversation wall
Yeah.
that you're not engaged with this conversation, but you can't talk with anyone else. Like, do you know what I mean?
Wow. Yeah.
That's my guess.
That is so wrong, man.
Yeah, I just thought you just were in a conversation and you just kind of.
Big swing and a miss. Oh, no.
I'm going for the fences.
So
That was pretty deep. I was having a hard time understanding what you were
I
saying.
like it. I
Yeah,
like
me
yours.
too.
I like yours better. But so no, what it is it's when you're trying to make a conversation with usually the opposite sex. I think who you're kind of getting to know. Usually it's online or with a text message, and they respond to your questions with blank stares, one-letter text messages, using words like "oh," "cool," "nice." Nothing at all, until you have to change the subject. An example is Ron. He says, "So, do you have any brothers or sister?" Emily, "Yes." 4-minute delay. Ron, "Are you the oldest?" Emily, "No." 2-minute delay. Ron says, "So how was your day?" 2-minute
Okay.
delay. Emily,
Fine.
"Okay." Ron says, "Are you conversation walling me on purpose?" That's
That's a good
conversation
one.
walling. It's happened to me. Pagro. Paggro.
Pagro?
Pagro. It's not really obscene. Again, I've sort of fallen off the mark with these.
That's
but
okay.
it's
Pagro.
Pagro.
timely.
Is
Yeah.
that a Hispanic menu?
It's. I'll tell you. It's a contraction. Not like with childbirth.
Oh, that's where I was going.
Yeah. No.
Pagro, pagro.
It's like when you take two words and you slam them together. It's a conjunction junction kind of going on here. Passive aggressive.
Oh.
It's pagro. It's like a verb. So like you're driving a car and you say, guy is totally riding my bumper. I'm going to drive slower. And the passenger says, way to get pagro on his ass.
Oh,
Pagro.
okay.
I think that might take off. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still don't know what it means.
Passive aggressive.
Yes. Girl.
So you're not punching somebody. You're being passive, and yet you're being aggressive. Mm-hmm. You know, we're on a tight schedule, and why don't we take this
fuck
all?
you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
I'm going to skip the next one because it's too political.
Oh.
Far be it.
We
Now
like
we've got-
political.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I think we're kind of the same page here, so.
brain spurs. It's a noun. It's a medical term referred to fatty growths on the cerebral cortex, causing difficulty speaking, limited vocabulary, lying, laziness.
Oh my
and
God.
it's caused by being born rich.
Whoa.
Example:
That's-
Trump got a deferment from Vietnam due to his brain spurs. Yeah, right.
Love it. Yes.
That is,
I know.
That is so sad.
That is so political. We're supposed to be non-political. Yes. Sorry.
Politics, yes. One more, and we're out of here. Collecting receipts.
Oh, wow.
That could be a lot of things.
Oh yeah, it could be using all
Yeah.
our fights against you. I can name all
It's
these things.
frightening, and it's something that goes on that we all need to think about. And people have been bitten in the ass by this more than one time. But collecting receipts is taking screenshots, pictures, video, any form of footage or audio that can be used against someone, like when a lawyer provides evidence in court. Like a girl says, I was collecting receipts on what's going on between her and Bob. Ooh, I want to see. Careful what you text. Careful, you know.
Right.
Oh, we've been.
Well, for an example,
Yeah.
me being on this show.
Right? This is all
could be
documented.
used against
Believe
me.
me, I am collecting receipts.
Well, I don't
every
even worry
time.
about. Nobody's going to be after me.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. We'll be too sure. Well, hey, this has been fun, and
It was great. I missed this.
yeah, we should do this more often.
Yes, we should. We should just do it and pretend like we're doing it.
Well, we are. I'm not recording this. Did you think? Oh, you notice there's no cord coming out of your microphone, Lynn? That maybe could have been your first tip.
Well, that's fine. I'm recording it.
I don't know when we're going to do another one of these. I'm making no promises. Normally, I would say,
No,
join us next week. I don't know.
I don't know. I like the kind of the guerrilla nature of it now. You don't know when it's going to come in.
You don't exactly.
And the last one we're going to do, I was sick. I was
Yeah.
ill.
Yeah.
And we were all set up for Saturday morning. I kept thinking to myself, am I really sick? Can I really? Because you know how you feel crappy, but you keep thinking.
But you want to bring your
do it.
all.
Right. And I thought, I just can't do this. So I sent him a message and said, and I felt really bad because I'd been kind of rehearsing this song for John for over a week. And then,
Sorry about firing you. I'm glad I rehired you.
yes, I was probably
What song was it?
this one I just did.
Oh,
Oh, you should have heard it. It was magnificent. I wish you could have been here, Mike. It's glorious. Anyway,
Here comes my girl.
we've got stuff to do. I don't know about our listeners, but we have a life, for God's sake. So let's sign off, and we'll pop back up, and we'll do another one of these. If we get a lot of feedback, I'm not holding my breath, but
Till
if people
next
wanna
time.
hear one quick. Go Badgers, go Wisconsin, and we'll see you next time.